And joining us live to talk about this is the Queensland Premier Steven Miles. Premier, it's good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So the crime report, it paints a pretty bleak picture of crime in Queensland. Most measures trending upwards. This all happened on your watch. Has your government let the state down?
Well, good morning and thanks for having me on. I think everyone in Queensland knows that we saw a disturbing surge in crime rates in 2022-23, and since then our police have responded really strongly, and in this first quarter of this year we've seen a significant turnaround, a 10.7% reduction in those rates, and so we want to see that continue. That's why this week and next we'll be outlining our plans to do more of what we know is working, more of what we know is keeping the community safe.
Those reductions coming from record highs, are they not?
Well, that's correct. We've acknowledged that we've seen a disturbing surge in that period of time, that 2022-23 period, and our police responded really strongly. The programs that we've put in place since December are working, and so we're going to back them to do even more of those things. The high visibility policing, the helicopter in Townsville, those programs that we know are working, we want to do more of them because we know that's what will keep the community safe.
So yeah, just off the back of that report, and, 55% all break-ins committed by children, 55% of robberies committed by children. How are you going to bring that down with detention as a last resort?
So we are detaining more young people than anywhere else in the country. So we have the strongest laws already. What we need to do is to continue to back our police to use those laws and use detention where it is necessary, but more importantly, to prevent crime where we can, to intervene as early as we can, and to support victims once crime occurs. And they will be the pillars of our community safety plan.
We spoke about this a couple of weeks back, Premier. Will you remove detention as a last resort, yes or no?
We'll have changes to the laws before the Parliament next week, but more importantly, we will continue to invest more in the programs that we know are working, the programs that support our police to prevent crime and to intervene early.
Okay, when you say there will be changes to laws, does that mean you will remove detention as a last resort?
Look, I'm not going to get into what the laws next week will be, but more important
right, is that a consideration,
are
though?
the programs that we know are working. Well, we've kept the laws the same, and we've seen a reduction in crime of 10.7%.
So you're not going to change it?
And so we want to do more of that. We're going to continue to invest in those programs that are showing signs that they work, right, because that's what our police are telling us will work.
So detention as a last resort, you're not going to change it?
We have a committee report that we received on Thursday of last week that encouraged us to review that particular clause, and so we'll consider that report. But the police tell us that what they need is extra resources and more investment into the programs that have already been proven to turn this data around. That's what we're talking about today, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Okay. What about more police? There have been promises in the past to increase the number of police on the beat, but those targets have not been met. What's the hold-up?
We went through a difficult period for recruitment when our police service experienced those awful murders. But we've seen a turnaround in that recruitment rate. We have 600 recruits at the academy right now. We have 2,000 people waiting to go through the recruitment process. And that means we're back on track to meet our police recruitment targets. And we want to see more and more police because we know that's what can prevent crime. We know they're the people out there intervening early before more crimes occur.
What else are you arming the new police commissioner with?
He was appointed yesterday, and we're working together to deliver a new community safety plan, and this plan will bring together all of the efforts of government as well as the extra resources that police need to keep the Queensland community safe.
Okay, just a final one here, Premier, before we go. New South Wales is considering wanding. This is in light of 2 major stabbing attacks here in Sydney last week. How successful for our viewers has that program been in Queensland?
Yeah, wanding in Queensland's been incredibly successful. We've seen police confiscate hundreds of knives from public places, our Safe Not Out precincts, our public transport corridors. We're at the moment considering expanding the places that they can wand people to shopping centres. Obviously, we experienced that awful murder in a shopping centre earlier this year, and now the Bondi Junction experience just makes me even more determined to allow police to intervene, to find knives in shopping centres, because at the end of the day, we all deserve to be able to go to the shops without being concerned about whether we'll be stabbed.
OK. Queensland Premier Steven Miles, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon, Premier.